Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that I did enjoy this Raw. It wasn't perfect, but it was still an enjoyable experience. Now I'm going to talk about the most relevant things to me. I'm going to leave a lot of stuff out because even though I could talk about a lot of stuff, I really believe it's not necessary here. Really. The first thing I'm going to talk about is what happened in the 6-man tag and subsequently the Open Challenge. I want to get that done right now. To be honest, I felt that Xavier Woods was not going to be the first pick. I thought it was going to be Kofi Kingston. You can tell me if you've ever seen this at either a house show, and there's a possibility it was at a house show. I have never seen John Cena go up against Kofi Kingston one-on-one. They tag team together periodically. Maybe last time I think they were in a tag team was maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, where it was just him and John Cena. I'm not even sure if that's even possible. There's a good possibility they have never tagged together directly, but in some form or fashion they have worked together. But when it comes down to I've never seen them together, and then I'm thinking, oh no, Kofi is going to be thrown to the wolves here, and he wasn't. It's Xavier Woods, who is the second most charismatic person there. To me, Kofi is the most charismatic person there. He is. This is the reason why I believe he should already be in the main event, because he can carry this well. But in the end, we didn't get a winner. We got a 6-man tag, which did allow New Day to win because John Cena worked with the Dudleys. But to be honest, I don't think New Day really won there, because this really felt like when Cena gets involved in something, it diminishes the people that's on the opposite side. It helps the people with him on his side, but it really does diminish them. And I know a lot of people who are Cena fans. I'm saying this to you truthfully. I used to like John Cena myself. I enjoyed John Cena. But when I really thought about it and what he's been doing, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Cena is probably one of the nicest guys outside the ring. You can have him as a friend. He's probably fun. But when he's in that ring and in that company, he does tend to bury people. No matter how much you want to just say you don't like him because he's always so good, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at people from a long-term perspective. And every person John has ever gone up against has been buried. It's not the point if they deserve to be buried or not. The point is he buries them. And that just doesn't seem right to me. And even though New Day is not getting buried directly by this, I felt they got a little diminished because John was teamed up with the Dudleys. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me how you felt. Now, the thing I hated, Mark Henry going up against Big Show. Now, mind you, I can understand when he did it because Paulie talking to Big Show afterward, later in the night, I understand why he did it. But tell me, how many times has he jobbed now? I say 6 times already. He's jobbed to Rusev at least 3 or 4 times already. Then he's jobbed to Sheamus, and now he's jobbed to Big Show. And I'm not even sure if that's the first time in the last couple of months he's jobbed to Big Show. I think it's at least 2 times he's jobbed to Big Show. So why the hell is he being fucked over like this? People really do like Mark Henry. He has great potential. And I just don't get it. Now, I'm going to say that seeing Randy Orton beat the hell out of a Bo Dallas hurts me because Bo is entertaining. I'm not even talking about what the match quality was. It doesn't really matter. I just feel sorry for Bo. Now, one of the very great highlights of the show was, 1, the Divas segment with The Miz. The match really I didn't care that much about, even though they did try to make it dramatic. Seeing how Paige came out and talked again what the internet can't stand, and that is both Bellas, and I'm not against the Bellas, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be honest here, for Bella fans, when it comes down to it, they're with 2 of the most highest ranking guys in the company. One of them is out, yes, the other one is not. But it doesn't look good for them. They both came in as twins. And as much as Nikki has improved, she has improved her mic skills. She has improved in the ring. Yes, she has. She has better than telling a story. She's not the great A, triple A crown winner, but she has improved herself. But let's be honest here. What Paige said is basically true. Even if he didn't directly, both Daniel Bryan and John Cena say it, it's a part of the reason they are popular. Because of who they're associated with. One being married to the other one, and one who's with the other one. So I'm sorry. That's how it looks. And that's what Paige has tapped into. And that's the reason why this segment was actually quite good. The beatdown wasn't too bad, but to be honest, having Paige go back with PCB briefly I didn't really care about it. Particularly that when it was all said and done, and who was the one that won? Nikki won. I didn't really care that much about it. I didn't care about the match afterward. But one thing I did care about, it angers me that Team Bad has not been seen at all. Again. And I believe this time I got her name right. And that's Nicole Beth. If I got your name right, I'm so sorry I got it wrong for so many times. For so long. Like I said, I'm bad with names. But I felt a lot like Nicole Beth and other people who like Tamina, who like Naomi. Particularly Naomi. That you got two very great wrestlers who's essentially been cut out 100% for the feud that's going to go on with Paige towards possibly Natalya or Charlotte, and the feud that's still going on between Charlotte and Nikki Bella. I just feel like we could have more. And these women that I just mentioned deserve better. They've been in the business just as long as the Bellas. And the only reason they don't got anything is because they don't have men they're fucking. No offense to the Bellas fans. Let's be honest here. One of the reasons why they're so high in the mark is because they're with two guys they're having sex with. That one is married to and the other one's just having a relationship with. And even if they're not helping the women, just by their existence helps the women. I'm sorry. The other thing I'm going to talk about, that was the best thing in the show, was Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. That was the match of the night. If it wasn't to you, you guys can tell me which was the match of the night for you. Now, this is the thing for me personally. Seeing these guys go all out the way they do reminds me of what happened to Night of Champions and Sting. And Sting did not need to job. I said it before at Night of Champions and I say it again. There was no point for Sting to job. It really was terrible. Vince didn't need to have him job there. And it's not the point he got hurt after the match. It's the point that he should have never even had to go that far in the match. Seth did not have to turnbuckle bomb him so much. And he did not need to job. So when you see this with these guys, you wonder if the WWE is really telling these guys, we need the app to sell. We invested. And I said this once a long time ago. The WWE needs the app. And I think the network, not the app. And I'm going to do a debate of the week on it. Watch for it next. But I really believe the WWE is so invested in this. I said it before and I say it again. The WWE is going to transition from cable television eventually to the network. If I said the app before, I'm sorry. But you get my point. They're pushing these guys way too hard and they're going to get hurt. And then you're going to lose them. But if you take away from that, it was a damn good match. Seeing that one of the guys who's probably working in NXT was grabbed and thrown at a Roman Reigns was pretty substantial. And then they cut the match short at the end so you don't know what happened, so you have to go on the freaking app to see what happened. If you don't have the app, you can't see what happened on the network, so you don't know what happened to these guys. If you look on the YouTube channel, they cut it just as they did on the USA Network. So even though it's one of the best matches I've seen in a while from the WWE, doesn't mean it makes me happy. It makes me nervous that these guys could have legitimately gotten hurt because they made them work so freaking hard. Okay, the last thing I'm going to talk about is Kane. That's what this entire thing's about. The WWE pushing Kane again. Now, we had a tease almost a year ago of Kane getting somewhere with this. But then they backed off from it. A lot of people did not want to see Kane do this. But now they're back on it. And this time around, people want to see Kane destroy Seth Rollins. People want to see the Demon Kane. And the way they set it up with the evaluator to see if Kane deserves to keep his position or not wasn't badly done. I'll say one thing, she was damn cute. Woo! That was a beautiful woman. But the point of the matter is this. Kane comes out from that ambulance with a busted knee, pops that bitch back in, goes into the ring and destroys Seth. Raises the title head over his head, basically saying that he's going for it. But does that mean it's the wisest thing to do by the WWE? Well, to be honest, at this point in time, Brock Lesnar's locked up with The Undertaker, and he's going to be dealing with the Big Show. John Cena is still working in the U.S. title scene. So we've already seen John Cena with Seth. We've already seen Brock Lesnar with Seth. And he's not going to be dealing with him until he finishes with The Undertaker. So I don't think we have any other option. The crowd wants to see Kane as a real monster again. I'll say this, and the reason I said Nicole Beth's name before was because she left a comment last week on one of my videos basically saying, I enjoyed it, it made me laugh. If I remember it correctly. If I'm not, I'm sorry, Nicole. But I do agree with her. He's doing a good job. I said that on that comment and I still say it today. He actually did a good job. As much as I don't want to see Kane do it, and like I said in my last video, I don't want to see Kane do it, I have to still acknowledge that he's doing a decent job at it. And to be honest, this is all we got. This is what we're stuck with Kane. Because everyone else is doing something else. Whether it's right or wrong doesn't really matter. It's what we're stuck with. The WWE is pushing Kane to go and become WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Maybe this is his last run in WWE. He's probably going to retire. He's like 46 or 47 now. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a reward for him. Let him hold it for a couple of months, then drop it. He'll get an increase in pay, and he'll get increased exposure for his stuff. And if it's going to be that way, I'm alright with that. But this is my point of view. How about you? So I hope you enjoyed the Zane's view. Please give me a comment below. Watch for my debate of the week on the WWE pushing their network. I think they're going too far with it, but that's just my point of view. Have a good day and have a good night. Peace!